Hello, how is everyone? This is Mary with Intuitive Refresh. If you're here and you're new, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. I am so blessed and thankful and just super happy to have you all here tuning in with me. Now, I'm gonna keep this um a bit short on how to protect yourself. Um, let's see. I'm gonna give it a few um, minutes. So you're here and new. Say hello. If you are, uh, you know, sorry, I'm just trying to tune into my YouTube as well from my phone because sometimes I don't see I don't see comments through my. It's a little glitchy on my laptop apparently, so just want to make sure I have that set up before we uh, deep dive. Let's see. So yeah, I have been just doing a few things that are new pertaining to my services. I recently created three new services, but they are actually limited. So they're only going to go on for the month of February. It's a special. So it's a special for all three. So I want to just keep it, very simple yet very fun. And that's why I'm offering it to you guys. Um, let's see. Okay, so I that's what's been new for me. So the first one is the February special, which is three card pull about any sort of messages, soul messages coming through for you. It could be, from relationship to career to money, right? And then two additional oracle cards, which is a bonus. You're welcome. And then and then I have two more, which is the uh, love reading for singles and then love reading for couples. And then both of those are going to be three card pull tarot cards. And then bonus for both of those will be three, yeah, will be three oracle cards. Um, so I'll be doing three cards from a tarot deck and then three cards, two from one oracle deck and then the third card from another oracle. So the other three oracle cards will just be two of one and then one of two. I mean, one of one for oracle cards for one deck, and then from two cards from another deck. It's gonna be super fun, and I already got people booking, so I'm super excited. I just finished a reading a while ago. I'm gonna complete another one later after this live. If you guys are interested and you guys want to learn more about it, right? Just to kind of get a feel for what the service is for either one that's fitting for you, then message me on Facebook, or you can message me via email at um, Mary Jean Intuitive Refresh uh, at gmail.com. I believe that's my, oh my gosh, y'all, I have too many emails. Or my name. Oh, sorry. Okay, go to Intuitive. If you're going to email me via Gmail, just email me at intuitiverefreshmaryjeong@gmail.com. So yeah, that's what I have. Um, it's gonna be really fun. And if you guys have been curious about other parts of my life, lately I've been sharing a lot about what's been going on, right, with all of the things that are coming forth with the uh, Epstein files. Okay. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to say his name because I just cringe. But yeah, I'm not even gonna go on about him. He's not the focus. The focus is about us, we the people, the collective, right? How do we help ourselves so we don't fall into people like him or entities like him, right? So that's why I'm here today, and I want to talk about this truly from the bottom of my heart so that we can all be in a space of love, be in a space where the heart can speak the truth and the heart can really bring us to a spot where we can ground ourselves. I'm going to be talking about uh, ways to protect ourselves today's age. Okay, so 2026. I know in the past, there's other ways people do it. I'm talking about what I'm going to be sharing is going to be pretty much just what's current, right? That I've seen worked for me, and maybe some of the stuff are also like stuff older, but then resurfacing. And so it's like a way to help bring back knowledge and wisdom to help the collective. I mean, a lot of it is actually, to be honest. Um, but I'm just saying new or current, referring to those who may not be aware, okay? Or who has not practiced spiritual protection. Now, spiritual protection isn't, it isn't what, it doesn't have to be complicated, okay? It is so easy if you just take, um, if you just take time. It's easier it's easy to say too, right? But truly you have to be dedicated, disciplined, okay? And um knowledgeable, because without those dedicated, right? Being disciplined, not having any sort of knowledge, um it can take you a different route. So that's why I'm here. I've learned how to maintain my ground. Spiritually, I've learned how to take care of myself. Oh, did you guys see that? Oh no, like, oh, I just saw it. Oh, over here, over here. Just a while ago, there was like something like a spirit, like just poop. We got to go back and watch it. But spirits with us, angels with us, we only welcome good, loving, healing energy here, okay? I want to set that intention clearly here and now. Just so what I'm going to be sharing, if it does lean a little more on the shadow side, we can clear that out, negate it, because we are all about love, light. We're all about peace, okay? We don't welcome anything that does not serve our highest good or is not a benevolent angel, a benevolent spirit team of mine. Okay. So I want to just say real quick, um, why am I doing this? First of all, why? I want to come on and tell the truth and my truth. Okay. When I was in eighth grade, yes, this goes back a bit. I want to share how this kind of like started to surface about um, child human trafficking, right? When I was in 8th grade, I was in a I was in a higher level of geography class or history class, I mean. Okay, y'all. And it's been a while. Um, this class took us to um, a an event where we kind of practice that we are like the UN, right? I think it's called like Model UN or something. But pretty much you are dressed up and then you have your information and you represent a country and then you talk about the topic that they're talking about, that they picked, right, for that year. So when I was in 8th grade, the topic that they picked that year was human trafficking. Now, I was an 8th grader, 14 years of age. I had zero clue. I didn't even know like that was going on. I just knew like, okay, there are times where there are kidnappers, right? I knew kidnappers were a thing, but I did not know that there was a whole ring. There's a whole business to it. Like innocent child me was just very naive and very unaware. And so when I did this, when we had to like talk, we had to represent a country and then we had to talk um about this topic and then we had to represent like the country and bring questions and sort of like play as if we are like, you know, these bigger people who have these, you know, um have these suggestions or ideas or um uh potential resolutions to help. And I'll be very honest, I really did not know what to do or what to say. I was really just there speculating. Because at that age, I was also like, why? Like, why? Like, what is this? Like, I had zero I just was not in that mindset to not that I didn't care about the topic. The topic was very eye-opening. It was more of the practice of like, oh, dressing up and like it was all I guess it little me was like, oh, this is just all pretend. Like if we like now the me now is like, wow, like like I actually want to take action, not just pretend, right? And I'm not gonna say it's not good or that it didn't help me, but it did raise my awareness, right? It did, bring my attention to things. So, with that said, I was made aware and I understood there's more to it. And so I was just like, okay, it was in the back of my head for years. Um, and so I think that's where I started to realize as I grew older, I think going into high school and then like college, I realized like, man, there's more to life. And then in college, my freshman year, there was this documentary. I can't remember the name, but they talk about human trafficking around the world. Um, it's a really good documentary. I'll see if I can find it. Anyways, it was even more like knowledgeable than I um, imagined. Um, and so it really raised my it even it helped me see even further into what this issue is. And so, a lot of it is just you I feel like a lot of it is like research, of course, but also taking the time to really understand like who who are the people who are vulnerable to this too. And um I can see that a lot of it is that people are going into this to those who are vulnerable to this. They have had circumstances or traumas that has played out in their life to keep them in this loop. Okay. And so it does become very dangerous for them because they're very prone to just saying yes, they're vulnerable. And that's where we really have to come in and be critical, have a critical eye and have critical thinking and say, and really like be the ones to speak up. Be the ones to bring resources to those. Be the ones to stand up for this. Put our feet down. And so, with all that said, I realized that hum, you know, anti-human trafficking is so important. We have to speak up because even though we're so afraid, like if we don't speak up against this or we don't show strength in numbers, how are we going to tackle this industry or this field, right? And I'm not saying it's going to be a one day thing. It's going to be an ongoing, because people always find loopholes, which is so crazy. And there's reasons for loopholes, but when it's abused, it just becomes very toxic and very very you know, irritable, right? So I'll just keep it simple and with my, feelings on that. And so with that, I just felt like, with more and more of this surfacing, like with the files being released, like there's more physical, like evidence, proof, like what's going on. Like even with the, this is not political like video, but it does involve like those who are in power, that's in charge of the world, right? And so, or in charge of the country, right? And so there's just a lot of it's like it's like at this point we're not like, to me, I'm just gonna speak for myself. I'm not even surprised at the list, right? The Epstein list, to be very honest, because this has been something I've been following for too long that I'm just like, yeah, there just wasn't physical proof. But if you follow, and people always say, oh, it's just a conspiracy. No, it's not. The reason why this is deemed a conspiracy for so long was it's a way to hide the truth. It's pretty much the government and the shadow government and the the shadow entities of this universe trying to gaslight us, the the beings, that the light beings, okay? So we're all light beings, we all have good in us. We just either choose to wake up to it or choose to just be the observer, right? And you can be both. um I was once just an observer. And now like I see myself taking more action, which is really, I'm really proud of, because it's like, how is it that I know all this and then I'm just like, oh, on the sideline. I'm trying to help more by finding, I'm going to find a, pl- like a, a, whether it's a program or a way, a, what is it? Ugh, I can't find the word. A foundation to help donate to, because I think every dollar matters. Like it doesn't, even you're just like, oh, I, if you say you don't have any money, that's, you know, whatever. Like I get it. Like It's what it is, right? But I'm just saying for those who choose to donate, like every dollar matters. Um, if you choose to volunteer, that's great. And if you choose to try your best to provide resources or make it like known, be aware, like people be aware of it, that's just as helpful. Okay. So there's many ways to help, but I want to turn back. Learning all of this through the timeline that I was eighth grade to now, I have collected so much knowledge, and yet here I am. Like, I'm finally taking a step forward into pushing more for me being more active and helping um, our community, society. Whether it's just really just me speaking out and up for those who don't have the courage, like that's a blessing too, right? And so I want to share that, you know, if you have ever experienced any um, trauma related to, human trafficking or any traumas related to, um, I can't say certain things on here because it's YouTube, but related to like um, inappropriate behaviors, please understand there are many resources out there to help. You can definitely um, go and research and see the different resources that can help you. I, and I know if you don't have like, um, say if there's something that's stopping you from reaching those resources, definitely reach out to people you trust, okay? And ask if those people that you're comfortable with can help provide resources. I know it's a very sensitive topic, and so I myself, like 100%, like um, get that it's not something anybody can just say, oh, yeah, it's so easy. Let me just go do this. No, I say this with a lot of love, with a lot of compassion, okay? We can only help others so much until there's a point where the individual, right? Now I'm shifting focus. I'm speaking about spiritually, right? There's only so much an individual can help another individual. The other individual has to, that is, um, that is encountering this inappropriate harm, will have to step up and really, if they need help, of course, like ask for assistance, right? But to step up and actually say no, enough is enough, right? And actually reclaim their strength spiritually, okay? Like spiritually, when you have endured some sort of like, um, like, like trauma that's like related to this, it's going to actually cause you to um spiritually drain, like you're gonna be spiritually drained by whoever did what they did, okay? And I understand that can feel we can feel the heavy energy here, okay? But understand that it's not to re-traumatize us, it's not to harm us again. This is us stepping into our power right now. Do you know why? Like, do you spiritually, let's be spiritually wise here, okay? Why is it that things came to surface, even though people were putting it off for too long? Why did the files finally come out and released itself this 2026? There was no way universe, God, divine source, whoever you believe in, was going to just let this keep uh brewing, away beneath whatever, right? Below the basement, right? There are times when there will be times when we, the collective, and we co-create. Like we're always co-creating, right, with the divine source. However, there will be a time where we all come together as a collective, and we all think of this one thing, right? There's power in number, okay? This is what I'm saying. We'll all think of this one thing, and that one thing was release the files, right? And guess what? It's a big, 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 big message that gets delivered up to heaven. And heaven is like, okay, let's see what's up. Okay, we've been having all these people, da, 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 saying they want to know, they want to know. What are they going to do? God, universe, everything will always, always say yes to us. And that's why there is a need for balance. Because there's always a yes for a no and a yes for a yes. There's a yes for favorable things and there's a yes for non-favorable, unfavorable things. Okay? That's one of the universal law, right? Um we can't say no. One of the universal truths, I would say. I can't remember which law it's under, however, universal law, but I know for sure that's a universal truth that we cannot neglect or negate. If I say no to this, I have full power to say no to it. If I say yes to it, I have full power to say yes to it. So what the collective did was we all put out the, the message and we ping the universe, the judges up there, and they said, "Oh, okay." And I'm not trying to make it sound like as light as like I'm not trying to make it sound like it's like nothing. It's so important. But I'm explaining it and telling it in a spiritual perspective, so we all understand spiritually what sort of like the uh the idea is, right? Because I can't say, "Oh my gosh, I like know the exact process." It's just I get the downloads and I feel into the energy. So there's the impressions, psychic impressions that come through. And that's what I'm seeing and relaying, right? But I'm not going to say, "Oh, I know exactly every single thing." No, that's ego. Okay. So anybody who says they know exactly everything, yeah, turn around and find someone else to have a conversation with. Like sometimes it's funny, right? Because the human ego will get to us. Yeah. But those individuals, they still got a lot to you know improve upon, right? No judgment. And so this is why at this time right now it's so important to help protect ourselves. Okay. So that's why the universe dropped the files, really. They just said, "Okay, here you go." They'll point this person to drop it, right? Like it doesn't you think the 3D the 3D, like I just can't. Us as the 3D people, right? We're human beings. We may feel like we have so much control and power here now. Okay, but up there, I kid you not, when they need to take care of something, it's gonna be done. It's gonna what happens up there happens down here. What happens down here happens up there. Okay. Um. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep it simple. So, uh, really, uh, thank you to Spirit and Angel for, really showing me that because I think it's so important to bring that into the space so we're all spiritually, consciously aware. Okay, so how do you protect yourself? Number 1, write this down if you need to. I'll keep saying it. Number 1, meditate. Meditating is number 1. You know why? Because it's going within yourself. It's going deep down into yourself to start to do the inner work. You are cleaning your vessel. You are finally acknowledging there are things you need to work on. And when you meditate, you can either be in silence or you can be going into like different like views and visions and see different things, right? And wonder like, why am I seeing this? All of that is for you to observe and understand that you are no longer that. And there's something there for you to take to learn to elevate yourself. Okay. So, say you're meditating and you start seeing like all these visions from when you were a kid. There's a reason for it. Okay. You have to understand there's always a reason. So, meditating is so amazing, so powerful. It brings us back into a space of peace. Okay. And angels and spirit want to say that when we are in a place of peace, nothing can truly like break us, okay? Nothing can truly penetrate through our field because we are emitting a higher frequency, meaning negativities cannot push through. And that's why this is the truth. Love is the highest frequency. Have you ever heard of that? If you haven't, trust me, it is. You will find it if you're just starting your journey or you have been very long in your journey. You will discover, you will know, you rediscover, you will know and understand. Love is the highest frequency. And once you experience that, you will definitely mm, be such a good manifester too. And not just that, but being compassionate. Like, even if someone did something wrong, you're like, oh, I could see why they did it, right? But but we don't condone it, right? Um, but you can understand, like, we are all humans, we all make mistakes. So, number one, meditate. It would take you into a space to ha- to to really handle things that are in you that you need to filter, you need to clean out, need to revisit and understand and grow and learn and clear, right? So that's number one. Now, number two, uh, cleanse. Excuse me. I just had a dinner a while ago. Cleanse yourself. Cleanse yourself. Meaning, uh, either you have palo santo or you have sage, white sage, dried white sage, dried palo santo, um, and salt. All of those are so important. You want to clear the energy of your house. You want to clear the energy of your space. You want to clear the energy of your crown, your third eye, your throat, your heart, your solar plex, which is the your stomach, and then your sacral, which is right below the belly button, and then your root chakra, right, which is right beneath the private space, right, your private space. So you want to really clean and clear all of that. You want to take the like for example, right? This is my Palo Santo stick. You want to burn it, and then you want to just go all over you. Go where you feel called to go. Me, I always go. This is a little TMI, but I always go beneath under my leg and the the right below my leg, my root chakra. Okay, that just means I need to really ground myself. I'm more of an like I can kinda be in the air sometimes, so I really had to ground myself, and that's why my whole life I've always attract uh, very grounded individuals. A lot of, like, Virgos, a lot of, you know, just a lot of grounded individuals. But yeah, you want to ground yourself because this is what's going to really bring you back into the space. You want to anchor yourself. I love that word. That's like one of my favorite words, because it really brings strength. Like when I hear the word anchor, like I could feel the anchor already. Like, you know, and that's what you want to do with prep. Like when you start combining meditation and cleansing, it's so powerful because once you kind of master both, then you can bring yourself into a space like that and you are not afraid. You're like you stand in your power. Okay. Now, with cleansing yourself, you want to sage too. Okay, you sage first, and then you bring in the Palo Santo and uh you clean the residue as well as you call in the good energy to come through. So usually saging is for taking away the negative energy, and then Palo Santo is for bringing in the positive energy. Okay, when you combine those two, it's going to really help you, and you're not going to feel like, oh, something's empty or something's missing. Right? You are going to feel more full, and that's the beauty of the two working together. Now, the third thing of the protection part of number 2 is, salt. Do you have salt, like, at home? You should, right? Like, everyone does, like, everyone has salt, right? Because we all cook sometimes, or we all need to add some salt. What I learned, I'm gonna kinda go deep into salt 'cause, I'm passionate about salt. This girl, okay? Salt comes in many forms. There's Desi salt, there's Himalayan salt, there's like the iodized salt. There's the, you know, uh there's the that other salt that uh dendritic salt, which is it holds scent. And then, yeah, Dead Sea salt is really, really good for cleansing your body. It has a lot of good, uh, it has a lot of good benefits. I'll come on another time to talk about all of that, but I just want to kind of keep it a little condensed because my focus is to protect right ourselves. And then, Himalayan salt is also really good. Um, just and even the color is the color pink, which is a color of a color another color of red, right? And red is the root chakra, so it really grounds you. Um, Spiritually, this is what I see. White sea salt is more for like the spiritual cleansing. Pink Himalayan is the grounding, and then yeah, that's pretty much what I see. Um, and I feel, yeah. And that's why and they both have really good properties, healing properties. I think they have like antifungal or anti like r- it's like to get the re the I can't remember the name, but it's to like radical, yeah, it's like anti-radical, like it gets all those radical stuff off your skin, your pores. And it's and energetically, salt is really good to pull out a lot of heavy energy. So that's why, like, when I do my intuitive energy rejuvenation, I you know, I have given, personal bath salts to others so that after their session, they could go and then cleanse their body or their feet because it's a good way to kind of rid of residual energy. So, salt is just so good, so amazing. If you guys want some, salt, contact me. I can get you guys some salt. Um, I can make some batches for you. These salt batches, and I'll put it in a container and yeah, give it to you guys for a very, fair price. But these combination of salt is gonna really help you. Like people don't think salt is like all that, right? Some people think salt is bad because obviously, like if you consume too much of it, cause bloating. But salt has so much more property. If you think back to the days, like way back, why salt was so valuable, yeah, there was a reason why salt in general were very valuable. It just has a lot uh, of value. So thank you to those who has really brought salt into this to this to the community, right? Um, Salt also can help um clean, right? Like when there's like kind of like a wound or something, sometimes salt could really clean up that wound because it's taking away the bacteria and stuff, so it's like antifungal, like what I said. I'm not suggesting you to go do that, but don't put salt on a wound, right? But I'm just saying, like, you've seen it where um like say your feet is like kind of like having an odor, you put sea salt and then you put apple cider vinegar, which is really good too, and that's where it combines and works together and it extract like that scent, right? Because when your feet start smelling, that just means there's some kind of bacteria or fungal, right, going on, causing it to stink. So you want to get rid of that smell by using salt and apple cider vinegar because it's a way to extract that. So if it can extract a scent, then it can in a scent, it's all energy. Then it can extract the negativity that's in your feet, right? That's in your body system. Now, I want to say, please, please, please understand, like all of this is general information. It's not to be taken as professional advice or any sort along that line. So always just use your best discernment. Make choices based off from what you have researched and what you have talked to with those of professional in whichever field you want to you know reach out to that can help you relating to that topic. Okay, so that's what I want to share about salt. So let's see. Number one, meditate. Number two, cleanse, right? And then number three, I say for number three, start like start journaling or having some kind of physical contact that can help you write out your thoughts, right? Because in this time and age, like we mainly use the computer and we mainly use like we type. But I don't I what I'm feeling is do not type per se, but write. Because writing is also another great way to ground yourself. So when you're writing, right, you got a pen or a pencil and you're putting it on paper. So you're actually physically moving your hand as you think and you're writing out the actual words. When you're typing, you're just typing letters, and it just kind of slips your mind. But when you're writing a whole like word, you know. before you go to the next word. So it holds better. When you type, you're just typing individual letters. So it's not going to like hold as much. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but if you type, some people, I guess typing helps, but I really feel that when you write, it's different from typing. It's writing one whole word, so it's more full, it's more whole and it's grounded. And so that's why it can ingrain better into your mind, okay? And studies shown like when you write things, you just have a better retention. So write uh yeah, so just write, keep some kind of special journal or some kind of paper close by and journal. You can journal about your dreams. You can journal about what has been going on. How do you feel? Because when you start releasing all of those emotions onto paper, it helps release any energy that's like just in you that you need to get out. And it helps you to really see physically like, okay, this is what I keep thinking about and I got to deal with it, right? So it's going to give you an idea, because it's a visual, so it serves a really good purpose of helping you see what is it that you need to, you know, work through. And again, uh, when we work through ourself, right, it's going to really bring us up higher and be at a higher frequency, and that frequency is going to uh, it's going to um, it's going to amplify. And that's where we pro that's exactly where we wanna be, because then we are like this glowing ball of love and, you know, of really, like, higher frequency and things that are gonna try to come through, um, the shield, your protective shield, your energetic field can't can't penetrate as easily. Um, okay, number 4. Do prayers. Prayers are so good. If you don't know any prayers, don't worry. There are prayers on Google. Now, be very careful when you're Googling prayers because you want to Google only good prayers, right? Prayers that actually is bringing good intention, bringing in benevolent light source consciousness. Okay, we don't want anything evil. Okay, we don't want to we don't want that here. Okay, so take that out if, or anybody who, is being curious, like leave that out. Leave that out of this space. um, and really bring in, uh take those prayers and kind of like write out what you will want, right? What do you want to see, the intention come through? I know, like, sometimes I need some ideas, right, to write prayers. So I would go and research some prayers and then I kind of like take a bit and then I spin off from it and I make it into mine because that's my energy that's going into it, that's going to really help set the foundation, right? That my energy plus the different resources, like combining, is my creation, and that's what's going to help make it more solid to you and more fitting to you. Okay, now it's really good to borrow, but don't just copy. If if you feel like sometimes you can try to just do copy paste and think it's all, easy and done, and that instant gratification, it could kind of backfire. So make sure that when you do borrow anything, like, just be mindful and make it so that it's so that's different and unique to you, so that when you use that prayer, right, I mean, there's nothing wrong if, you're using that prayer and they're giving it to you as a resource, right? Like it's okay to use it. But what I'm saying is if you're just like trying to get prayer to get a prayer, right? Sometimes it can kind of like cause you to get a little, it throws you off. When you notice that throws you off, it's because it's that energy written with used to write that prayer does not fit you. So you need to tailor it to you, okay? Now, tailoring a prayer is always the best. Uh because then you are infusing your energy and you're stating your truth, and that's when you show you have control and like sovereignty, right? Free sovereignty over you. You're saying the words, and those words are building that shield, that protection to help you. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. So these are the four that I want to share today about protection that you can do uh, here, today, now, anytime, anywhere. Okay. Uh, you can message me if you have more questions. If you want to know more, if you want to learn more about prayers, about protection, just message me. I'm actually gonna create a resource for individuals to, if they're interested, to purchase and learn even deeper, like layers of protection, because that's gonna be even better, like, for you if you want, like, more protection, or you are prone to things, and if you understand the spirit world, and if you understand the energy that we're in, you understand that layers of protection is gonna be so much more, even more, even more, like, more beneficial. Okay, so I will take some time to write out some resources where you can, if you're interested, you can purchase. And I want to make it that I want to make it good, because this isn't protection isn't just, oh, I'm protected. Okay, done. Like it can look like that. It has a form where, yeah, you can just claim that you're protected, and that's fine. But I'm talking about when there's deeper force, deeper entities that are actually higher level than you, and they're trying to penetrate through your field. Like, then if you didn't do your meditation, if you didn't do your, your grounding, your, like, you know, uh cleansing, your the salt, having salt, all that, like, if you don't use multiple protection, right, to spiritually protect yourself, and then there's a higher level entity, like, it can have that possibility. And I'm not trying to scare you or, not encourage you. I am here to bring awareness to spiritual protection. So use the resources that you can, and invest in uh resources that you trust, and individuals that you trust, to bring forth that knowledge, right, to help protect you. Okay, knowledge is amazing. You have to invest in knowledge, because you matter most, and so your library up here matters. So when you invest in knowledge, learning from others, that's putting more knowledge power here. And so that's going to help you grow. Okay. And when you apply it, it amplifies. So it's going to attract even more opportunities, abundance, and more. It'll give you that energy to be actually uplifted, because you're like, oh, I'm aware that this is the case. You're not like, I don't know about that, and then you start to lose confidence, right? Because you're not sure what it is, so you kind of live in the dark, but live in the light too. Take yourself there, invest in yourself. Okay, so I just want to share that with you guys. If you guys love that, please like, share, subscribe. Um, I have so much more I want to bring through to you all, okay? And I'm gonna take responsibility and do that. I will tr- I will do my best to bring a video, okay? Um I'm gonna try once a week. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna bring a video once a week. Okay, so thank you so much. I'm gonna conclude it here. Uh, so thank you, and I wish you all a beautiful night. Okay.